from the township. And basically that cost, from what I understand, was approximately $52,000. And the question that needs to be answered for all of the residents is $52,000, it wasn't covered by the insurance. It was covered by the Harrison Township Board. It came out of our general fund money. The money we don't collect any taxes for, but we seem to have money for all of this stuff all along. In addition, she was allowed to stay for 1 year in health care. Prior to that, when we were talking about the financial guy, you indicated that a health care for a family, which Aaron has, is approximately $20,000 a year. So now you guys authorized $72,000 for a person to basically separate from the township. I guess the question I have, and I'd like to hear, what advantage did Harrison Township get out of that? Was it a way to shut up an employee that might have already sued us and collected a possibly six-figure settlement because she was mistreated by the supervisor? And we want to shut her up because she's probably going to be a problem child later on. I don't know. I have a problem with that. And the fact that you guys tried to do it secret, so nobody knew, on a Friday afternoon, around 9 o'clock, I believe it was, 8:30, 9 o'clock, something like that. And you went into closed session figuring nobody would watch it, nobody would see it, and nobody would be aware of it. Well, people are going to be aware of it. So I think you're going to need to justify to the residents just exactly what we gained by you doing that. And I mention these things and bring this up because this is just indicative of the kind of things that you guys keep spending money on. Wait a minute, we just hired a financial director, and we paid him $20,000 to $25,000 more than the guy that was clearly, of course it's my opinion, clearly superior to the one you hired. But the difference was that the one you hired was a friend of a couple board members up here. So maybe you can tell me just exactly what did Harrison Township gain by hiring a person for $25,000 more. Oh, wait a minute, it wasn't your money. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. It's not your money. You don't care. But I care, and so do the residents. We're getting sick and tired of it. As I said earlier, you guys basically threw $300,000 into an out-of-control fire department. And then you're coming and asking for more money. Well, wait, now we're getting up in some real money here. And then I heard at the last meeting that the general fund wasn't in the red. When you take money out of the general fund, when you take it out of the general fund, extra money, and put it into the budget, that is out of control. That is in the red. And last year you took money out of the fund balance and put it into 2015's budget. And in 2016, you've got another chunk of money put in there. And it keeps going on and on and on. Thank goodness we're here at election year, because I guarantee you people are going to know all of the fun and games that's been going on with this board with their money all year. Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no other public comment, we'll close the floor for public comment. Oh, I'm sorry.
Bill Spencer. I came out tonight for the bridge issue, which didn't go the way I thought it would go or I'm happy with, but I appreciate your efforts in trying to make all these hearings you've had have been pretty heated, took a lot of heat, and try to do it fairly. And I'm one of the few that's on the wrong side of it, but that's okay. I appreciate your time served, and just want to thank you for your effort. Thank you much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any other public comment? Seeing none, we'll close the floor for public comment and move back to board comment. Is there any board comment, board members?
I do. Just for the record, the vote was 6-1 on that payout to that employee, and I was the sole no vote.
Okay. Any other board comment?
I have a couple other requests, and I don't know if we can honor them, but on the snow removal ordinance, if we can run something on the cable channel, just to let residents know that this is new and they should either look at it or put some verbiage on there to enunciate it, and same for the refuge containers,
Okay.
just so there's some awareness, if we can do that on the cable and on the website.
The
Website.
refuse containers has been running for like 3 years.
Well,
But
It's
it
new,
didn't
though.
say,
yeah, but not the, yeah,
it
not
didn't
the
say an
ordinance.
ordinance, it says, please put your
Sure.
cans in the. in the
Right, but
rear
now it's
yard.
an ordinance,
Okay.
so just a notification, if we could.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna do that prior to, if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna put that on right away, if that's okay.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping. The effective date is 30 days from the date of publication, so we're looking at, mid-February before it's effective, but.
Probably should talk to Mr. Axtell about maybe in the newsletter too.
Yeah, the other thing is I asked Mr. Maher to, put together sort of a pictorial, physically showing people where they can or cannot place, refuse containers. So I thought I looked this morning in my email and he didn't send it to me, I wanted it for tonight's meeting. So as soon as I get that, I can surely forward it to the supervisor's office and maybe
Awesome.
we can use that or a modification of that to, post.
Sounds good.
You can actually put that in that newsletter that he sends out with the water bills.
Yeah.
For notification.
And I think, when it comes to these matters, the ultimate goal is, is compliance and not enforcement. So
Right.
certainly on, issues related to sidewalk clearing and that sort of thing, there's an educational component before we get to an enforcement component. And so it's gonna take a little bit of time, but we're moving in the right direction, that's for sure.
Well, let's be honest, 99% of the people do their sidewalks anyways. We have a few bad apples that refuse to do their sidewalks.
Sure.
I think already people do it, so.
Mr. Supervisor, I have a question I'd like to redirect to the council if I could.
Sure.
Did we break the law in going into closed session on Friday?
We absolutely did not break the law. You went to closed session to get my opinion as well as that of the other lawyer that was here as to why you should consider a settlement. If we weren't able to tell you those things candidly in closed session and you didn't settle, the other side would know where your weakness is because they would have heard publicly from your own attorney. So the law protects you, allows you to get candid advice from your counsel. And by coming out and telling the public what you are doing, it makes it even more clearer and stronger in your place because you said, here's what we're gonna do, and did it publicly. So there's no violation of law.
I assumed as much, but I just wanted to make sure you could clarify that for the residents.
All right, good. Any other board comment prior to our closed session?
I was a little confused, maybe you're gonna address this in your comments, Mr. Supervisor. There was a comment about the board authorizing a salary of $20,000 or $25,000 greater for a candidate, and I don't
Yeah, I
understand
don't-
that, maybe,
You know what, and I know that we had two individuals apply. One individual indicated that they might be willing to begin in the $70,000 range, what they expected within the year's time to be at $80,000, and they wanted benefits. The other candidate agreed to start at $94,000 with no benefits. So in doing the math, I couldn't replicate the residents' comments, but I do understand that of the two people that we considered, one agreed to start at 70, get to 80. One agreed to start at 94 and asked for $2,000 a year for the second and third year of the contract, which
that
is
94 was without healthcare benefits.
yeah, that's correct.
And the value of the medical is.
Well, and again, it was quoted for a single, it's 8,000 roughly, square numbers, round numbers, square numbers. 8,000, two person is 15,000, and family is 20,000. So the cost of health care can vary from $8,000 to $20,000. Certainly, a person's family arrangement isn't the means by which we might make a decision on who to hire, but somewhere in that range, we pay anywhere from $8,000 to $20,000 annually for medical insurance.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Any
I
other
have
board
one more
comment?
question. And this is because I'm not real clear about the particular situation with Erin Hardcastle. I know she was an employee prior to myself joining the board and probably you joining the board.
06, September of
06?
2006. is
Okay, I
when she
wasn't
was
sure if that was the case or not. I
Yep.
knew that, I didn't know if it was 2004, 2006.
Yeah, I think
She
she
was
had a
hired in
part-time
prior to us.
relationship prior to that, but she became a full-time employee in the month of September of 2006.
Okay, so prior to this board,
Yep.
we were settling a lawsuit that's been going on.
Well, there's
for a
no
while.
lawsuit, let's be,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
there's
true.
no lawsuit.
There is no lawsuit, right? That's very true.
Okay?
Make a
Any other-
motion,
I probably would have
no.
voted differently if there was.
make a motion to enter into closed session to discuss Michigan Township participating plan versus Harrison Township at 8:45.
Support.
All right, we got a motion by Mr. Witt with support by Mr. York. Any discussion? We'll open up, yep, hearing none, we'll open up the floor for public
Yeah,
comment.
Jim Sunstock, 31698 San Juan. You said that you're discussing the power plan and the lawsuit that involves Harrison Township. You indicated earlier that it's a settlement? You said that word.
We'll address your comments. If there's a question, we'll answer.
Well,
after
all
public
right,
comment.
if in fact it's settled already, you cannot go into closed session again. So if it is not a settlement and if it's a currently valid, active lawsuit, you can go into closed session. But he made the statement that it was a settlement. So that's why I'm asking the question. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other public comment? Seeing none, we'll close the floor for public comment. Mr. Huth, we've got a resident concerned about whether or not it's appropriate for us to go into closed session. Perhaps you're best qualified to answer that.
Yeah, absolutely. If I said settlement, I misspoke, and I apologize. It's an ongoing litigation. There's an opinion issued by Judge Fonts last Monday or so, and I want to discuss that opinion, ongoing case.
Why don't you let the citizens know what that opinion is?
Well, the
I mean,
opinion,
it's good
public-
news for us.
That's
It's
fine.
public record.
the
we're gonna-
opinion is favorable. The insurance company has brought suit against the township for $545,188. This opinion finds in the township's favor on that issue. However, there is ongoing issues in terms of appeal, motion for reconsideration and such. I want to talk about those in closed session.
But the citizens should know that this opinion was favorable right now.
It is favorable. I
township.
appreciate it, well-reasoned, and
Yes.
appreciate the work by the judge.
Yes.
Well, we appreciate the work by the attorney.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, any other board comment? Hearing none, we've got a motion by Mr. Witt with support by Mr. York to enter into closed session. Mr. Witt, will you please take the oath to discuss the power plan versus Harrison Township lawsuit? Mr. Witt, will you please take the roll call?
Yes, Mr. Witt, yes. Mr. York?
Yes.
Mr. Batanti?
Yes.
Mr. Brado?
Yes.
Mr. Capral?
Yes.
Mr. Tominelli?
Yes.
Mr. Verkowski?
Yes. Thank you. Take a
So the
little
snow-
recess here.
The snow ordinance